When considering the purchase of a new yacht, much attention is given to the LOA, the length overall, the beam, and sometimes the draft, but often less attention is given to the gross tonnage of a vessel. This is essentially a measurement of the volume of all the spaces on board. While these are all important metrics worthy of consideration, the gross tonnage, abbreviated as simply GT, will tell you far more about the amount of space on board. Two yachts may be similar in LOA and beam, for example, but one may have a much larger gross tonnage than the other, indicating a much more spacious yacht, which is what you really want on a vessel designed for luxury and leisure. That's the case with Sunseeker's highly successful 131 series. At 40 meters, she may be in a similar range as other yachts on the market, but enjoys a much larger gross tonnage than many of her competitors. One such 131 is AROHA, and she's now for sale with my colleague Ed Dickinson.
AROHA is a 2016 Sunseeker 131. She measures 40 meters in length. She has a beam of just over 8 meters and a draft of 2.7 meters. Sunseeker had run a very successful series of yachts in the tri-deck sector from the 37 to 40 meter, and they developed the 131 as the final evolution of this series. AROHA is the fourth hull in this series. AROHA was originally built as Take 5, and she was built for a US owner. The original owner of the vessel had the boat built with European power. He then had a shore power converter fitted, so she's ready for 110 as well. Shipped her out to the US, and she ran as a successful charter yacht out in the US until the current owner purchased her in 2020. The current owner has had the same captain on his previous vessel who's come through onto this vessel. They've only run the boat privately under the current ownership, but all the commercial paperwork is still in place, so should no one want to put her back on the charter market either in the Mediterranean or in the US, she's turnkey ready to go. The owner has made sure that every winter the vessel has been put through refit periods, and we've got a very long, extensive work list which shows that everything is done, up to date, and the boat really is turnkey for our next owner. AROHA stands out from other tri-decks for a few reasons, in my opinion. First of all, the Sunseeker 131 has a gross tonnage of just over 340 gross tons. When you compare that to equivalent San Lorenzo's, Bonetti's, you really feel the additional volume. Most of her competitors come in at 299 gross tons, whereas she sits, comfortably at 340 gross tons. And you really feel this space, especially in the master cabin. You feel it in the main salon. The Sky Lounge is much bigger as well. Another thing the Sunseeker 131 offers, thanks to MTU 4000 series engines, is a top speed of well over 20 knots. The captain's pushed AROHA up to 23 knots with no problem at all. So if you get caught out in bad weather, if you want to go island hopping, you have the ability to go at almost twice the speed of most of our competition. If you want to reduce that down to an economical speed of 12, 13 knots, obviously the consumption drops significantly and she becomes a very stable, comfortable, long-range boat. The 131 also sets itself apart. It's got a huge outdoor deck spaces. Up on the foredeck, there's a beautiful private seating area with sunbathing. There's a very large sun deck, the bar, jacuzzi. The bridge deck aft has a very large dining table, separate seating area. And she has a hydraulic swim platform. So not only does that assist with loading toys and tenders on and off out of the garage, but it's a great feature if you've got young children who want access to the water. So you board AROHA from the starboard aft deck. There's a pass rail that leads up from the dock. You'll find there's a very nice informal seating area for the main deck aft. The port just near the main salon doors, there's a bar area, perfect for serving cocktails. And you walk through into AROHA's interiors. They're beautifully finished. They're a sort of a Hampton beach house style, finished with Fendi influences and Fendi furniture, so it's a very high-end feeling. The immediate thing that will strike you on the interiors of AROHA are the ceiling to floor windows. These are found throughout the main salon, throughout the sky lounge, throughout the master cabin. So the main salon has a very nice seating area. Forward of this is the main internal dining space. Which leads you forward from this area to port. You have the main galley. To starboard is the main guest lobby space. This takes you either upstairs to the sky lounge or downstairs to lower guest cabins. You have a day ahead, and then forward of the day ahead it takes you through into the master suite. The master suite, a few things that really stand out is you have a full beam en suite, which is forward of the main master suite. You have a lot of storage with different areas. You have 2 or 3 walk-in spaces, so plenty of storage both for him and her. But again, as we mentioned earlier, the one feature that really stands out is the ceiling to floor windows, which bathe the whole place in natural light. On the lower deck, we have 4 further guest cabins. We have 2 VIP double cabins. And then we have 2 twin cabins with Pullman bunks, and that takes the total guest capacity up to 12 guests on board. As you go from the lower deck through the main deck and up to the upper deck has got forward, it's got the bridge with a very nice captain's cabin. And after that is the main sky lounge. The Sky Lounge has got a lot of unique features. So on the starboard side, there's large cinema screens, a very nice place for kids to come and relax in the evening. And on the port side, there's a very unique water feature, which is running through. There's a secondary bar up there, ideal for serving evening cocktails. And it's more of an informal seating area. And this leads directly out onto the bridge deck aft, which is the main exterior dining space on board. Between the captain's cabin, which is found after the bridge, and on the lower deck, there's a total of 5 crew cabins, which sleeps up to 8 crew. The captain has a very spacious cabin up for himself with adequate workspace. The remaining of the crew cabins are found forward of the crew area on the lower deck. On the main deck, there's a very spacious galley. It's very well equipped. All the equipment's being kept up to date as required, with a lot of cold storage, which allows them the ability of cruising around the Med or the US waters with the ability to provision for long periods of time. One of the nice benefits of the 131 again is that there's very large garage spaces on board, so enough room for a decent sized tender, jet skis without encroaching onto the guest spaces. And on top of that, you have the large platform, which could be used for additional toy storage should you wish. A few features that we feel sets AROHA apart from other Sunseekers and other similar tri-decks on the market is, first of all, she is commercially compliant. She's ready to go. She has only been used privately for the past 4 years, but the commercial documentation's in place to go. Second of all, is I believe a great selling point of the boat is her ability to cruise very comfortably at 20 knots and have a top speed of 23, 24 knots. She is very well maintained. Any person who comes on board to visit the boat will see that she's being run on a very generous budget, and throughout she presents in immaculate condition. I think if anybody was serious at looking for a boat in this size category, AROHA really stands out in terms of what she has to offer, the volumes offered, and also value for money, in my opinion. If you'd like to get in touch and discuss AROHA, we have her keenly for sale. She's ready for inspections at short notice in Palma de Mallorca. The captain, who has been with the owner for many years now, would love to show you through along with our team, and we look forward to answering any questions you may have.